Hi, everyone. Hi. So my name is Bennett Spear. I'm the president of the Virginia Tech Comedy Conglomerate. Thank you for coming out to our show tonight. Yeah.
What club are you
my
from?
God. What was that?
What club are you from?
I'm from the Virginia Tech Comedy Conglomerate. Thank you for asking, sir. We do stand-up comedy around campus. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's just crazy stuff. Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, no, we got a great show for you tonight. We got some of our great student comedians coming up. But first, we gotta introduce our host, and the host is me. I'm your host. I pulled a fast one on you right there. Ladies and gentlemen. So what's in the news lately? Recently, there was voting. Who else voted to? Yeah, lots of hype. So I went voting, and I don't know about you, I don't care who you voted for, I really don't mind, okay, but I just want to talk about our last guy. Man just did blackface, and we just kind of forgot. He just kind of got away with it. Are we just not going to talk about that? Are we just going to, yeah. No, I'm not going to talk about his politics or anything, okay, but come on, I'm gonna be real with you, okay? I stubbed my toe when I was 6, and my parents never let me live that shit down to the day I die. And then this man, he just performs a hate crime. We're all just well, just how it be, you know. I went voting, right? And I saw Dune. Who else saw Dune? Yeah. No, I honestly, personally loved the movie, okay? Personally, I really was a fan, okay? I genuinely enjoyed this movie. I have one critique, though. You see, I'm Arab American, okay? And I know that, fools a lot of you, because all of you are what? Look at you. If you think you're surprised, imagine how the TSA felt. They were like, whoa. Oh, he caught us slipping. No, but I'm Arab American, right? And so, I see this movie about the desert, right? And I don't know why, but anytime there's a desert in a movie, they always play this Arabian twang in the back of it. Every movie, every desert, doesn't matter, okay? But I'm just looking at it, I'm there are other desert cultures, right? There's a whole bunch. Once I'd like to see a mariachi band just playing in the back. Just once. I've only seen it one time, and that was Nacho Libre. That is the only exception. And you gotta understand my pity and my upset, because the person who wrote this is Hans Zimmer. Do you know who Hans Zimmer is? Give a round of applause if you know who Hans Zimmer is. Yeah. Some of you need to read a book or something. Check out IMDb. If you don't know who Hans Zimmer is one of the greatest composers in Hollywood right now. Hans Zimmer wrote the movie, the music for The Dark Knight, and for Inception, and for all kinds of classics that we see today. And even he's all right, we gotta bust out these Arabian bongos. We gotta see what we can do here, you know? Speaking of music, I went to a wedding. Who here's been to a wedding? Y'all need to go to more weddings. You'll need more friends. No, but I went to this wedding, and again, I'm Arab American, right? So all I'm familiar with is Arab weddings, right? This is the first white people wedding that I went to, and I'm gonna be real with you. Y'all are doing it wrong. Y'all dancing with shit. No. I go to this wedding, okay? And the thing that really pissed me off is the food. Now, you gotta understand about Arab culture is that the food is king. Okay, that is what we love. Okay, the food is what we go for. It's what we critique. It's what we love, right? They serve famous Dave's at this wedding. Have you ever had famous Dave's at a wedding? I don't think you heard me. It's famous Dave's grilled salmon. That's what they serve. That's not even what they're famous for. And I was upset, okay? And then, on top of that, at a wedding, I'm expecting all the food that I can eat. At this white people wedding, I go up there, and the lady goes, you get what you get, and you don't get upset. And I was like, what are you doing here? Do you know how many leftovers there are? I saw them trough off cartons of food, and I was like, Not at my wedding. Not. But the thing that pissed me off the most, the thing that like really threw me in for a loop, it was the best man speech, okay? And the best man, he started speaking, you know? And as he's going, he seemed like visibly nervous, okay? And like, I don't really want to act it out for you, except that I will. He went, all right. And he pulls out his like sheet of paper. Pretend this is a sheet of paper. And he was like, all right, me and Dave, we... The famous Dave, yeah. He was like, and then he drops it. And then he drops it, and he had to like get on his knees and like go for it, and we were like, oh man, this is really sad. We really, he got a woo. At a certain point, like there was a kid who's like, when are we getting the cupcakes? I'm over this. And like, you and me, kid, you. But like, thing about it is that like, if like his, like in terms of this, like the bridesmaid started speaking, and she made the best man look like if she was like a middle school play, okay, or like in terms of, or no, I should. Like, she was like the Hamilton of shitty speeches, okay? Like, that's the best way I can put it, you know? Like, and like, here, this is how she starts, okay? I'm gonna perform this. Ready? What's up, everyone? And we're like, oh my God. What's going on here, you know? First you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention, you know? And she goes like, let's talk about this hoe. And I was like, on her wedding? And all of us were like, oh, this should be something, you know? And she just goes on and on for like 30 minutes. And we're like, dude, can you like chill, please? Like, none of it's funny, okay? And like, I'm an amateur comedian, so like, I know comedy, right? You know, like, and I was like, this ain't it, you know, this ain't. Thank you for laughing at saying I know comedy, I appreciate it. And then she like ends it and she's like, remember, if you're gonna steal my best friend, remember that I'm the real best friend. And I'm like, and then she like did a mic drop. And we were like, I don't think you can end it like that, lady. I don't know if you can. How you guys feeling tonight? How you guys doing right now? Yeah, all right, no, I'm done. You can cheer louder, it's cool. Yeah! All right, we got a great show for you tonight. Okay. First up on our chopping block here, we got a brilliant comedian. He's been with us for a while, and he's one of my personal good friends. Give it up for Michael Caraballo, everyone. Michael Caraballo. Woo!
Thank you. I love the confidence of the audience. We only have like 3 audience members who aren't associated with the club. 2. Well, and then there's 3 in the back. Look at that.
4, 5 right here. Hey, we got the folks over there.
Hell
5
yeah.
over there. Look at that. Oh, they're all in the back. That's good. Well, if you don't know, let me catch you up. The guy who's been with us since the start of tonight, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate your service. You have the confidence of a straight man who lasts longer in sex than like 2 minutes. So, good for you. Good for you. What are you, a 2-minute, 5-second guy? He's like after a blowjob, that's it for the night. God, it's so cold. My balls shriveled faster than my dick after hearing Bennett say his jokes up here. I was like, damn. No, I love Bennett. Can we give it up for Bennett, the host for the evening? He's a great guy. So good. Did you say stop? Is that the short bitch with the hat? Or is that her friend who's shorter and doesn't seem a good taste in outfits?
What the fuck?
So. Which one? The one that looks like a lesbian or the one who doesn't seem to have friends?
What the fuck?
All right.
Jesus.
Thank you. I'm glad I got your appreciation. Thank you. I actually do like your hat, so thank you. I did not prepare at all this evening. But Yeah, I mean, that's honestly it, guys. I really am so cold. So, anyway, thank you, guys.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't expect to be up here so quick. All right, cool. Next up, we got a brand new comedian. This is fourth time doing stand-up ever. Okay, so please give it up for Dylan Houston. He's a good man. Bring it up for Dylan Houston, everyone. Come on.
It's fucking cold. Did not make a good choice in outfit. You may be wondering why I'm wearing, shirt, tie, all this. Exactly. I was on a call with my parents the other week, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, Dad, I started doing comedy," and they were like, "Cool. What were you wearing?" Which is not the thing you want to hear from your parents. Whatever. So I was like, "Yeah, I was just wearing sweatpants, a hoodie, that sort of thing, right?" And apparently to them, this was on par with me starting to do coke. Yelling at me. They were not happy. Apparently it's bad manners to get on a stage without a tie and maybe a little suit, jacket, all that. So I decided to impress them tonight, even though they're not here. It's okay. I'll send my mom a picture later. Yeah. My parents are immigrants. I'm an immigrant too. Don't worry, I'm here legally. Allegedly. I'm from Australia. If you don't know, that's a place down under where all the criminals are from. Not Austria, don't get confused. That's the place that's got a restraining order against Germany. So yeah, I'm from Australia. I've been in America for the last 4 years, so my accent's gotten very mixed, very American at this point. But it sort of comes out in certain words. Like, for example, you guys will say glass, right? And I'll be like gloss. You guys will be like aluminum. I'll say aluminium. Just love that one. And you'll say something like python, the deadly animal that could strangle you in a heartbeat, and I'll be like Steve Irwin's childhood pet. But it's great. It's not just like an accent that I bring from my country. I have a whole new set of vocabulary words, which is great. It's like speaking another language, but without the added ability to speak another language. So I can like write it on my resume. I can be like, hey, sometimes I say weird fucking words that don't make a lick of sense. And they're weird words. Like, if I was to say I went to a bubbler, right? You'd probably think water park, had a water gun, some bubble thing, something like that. No, that's a drinking fountain. If I said, hey, the lollipop man's across the street, you'd think, hey, the guy in his truck serving out candy. Maybe he has a white van, I don't know. No, that's a crossing guard. It doesn't fucking make sense. So these words got me in trouble a little bit when I first started moving to America. In freshman year of my high school, fuck, it's cold, sorry. In freshman year of high school, I was in art class, doing my drawings, my sketches, and I fucked up. I made a mistake, but it's okay. I'm writing in pencil, right? So all I need is an eraser. Unfortunately, I don't have an eraser. So what do? I go up to my teacher, my old, bony teacher, like gray hair, wrinkles everywhere. I go up to her, and little 14-year-old Dylan goes, Miss, may I borrow a rubber? Yeah, it was not great. Yeah. I was called Rubber Boy for a while. Yeah. But there are benefits, to being from another country. One of them that I like is you guys, people who've moved around a lot, you know that whenever you move to a different place, people will ask questions about where you're from, about like stereotypes, or news, like rumors, all that stuff, right? And I'm Australian, no different. What I found is really fun to do is that when people ask you about these things, you just lie. Yeah. It's fun. It's really fun. So, like, for example, one thing that people ask me a lot is about the toilets in Australia, which is weird to say without context. So in Australia, the toilets flush the other way around. And so people will ask me this, they'll be like, do the toilets flush the other way around in Australia? And I'll be like, yeah, they do. You see, the real reason they do this is because if they flush the other way, the pipe snake would swim up and bite you while you take a shit. Now, pipe snakes aren't real. I know that. But you guys didn't know that, right? And they sure as fuck did not know that. But eventually people are smart. They start to catch on. They start to realize that, like, I'm fucking with them, getting good law. But I got a strategy for that. When they start to realize that I'm fucking with them, I just start telling them the truth. It gets them every time. I'll be like sitting in class, and I'll be like, I'll be sitting in class, and I'll be sitting next to my friend. I'll nudge him on the shoulder, and I'll be like, hey, you know Australia had a prime minister, went swimming in the ocean and just disappeared? No trace of him, nothing, just gone, vanished. They'll be like, Dylan, that's bullshit. Dylan, what are you talking about? Dylan, are you drunk? You're in high school. It's the middle of the day. What the fuck? I'll be like, no, dude, I'm serious. I'll bet you $20 that this is true. Yeah, that's how I made $200. Thank you guys so much.
All right, next up, we got another relatively new comedian. This is also her 4th time performing. We got a lot of newbies going up this night, so like, you know, give them a round of applause. You know, they really like the support. They really like it. But anyway, she's really good. She's really great. I love her. She's a good friend of mine. Give it up for Sage DeLong, everybody.
I was gonna take my coat off, but it is really cold out here. I also like what Michael said, that like our seats are filled with everybody from our club and then like 5 other people, but there are no laughs. Just it is quiet. Yeah, I'm an English major at Tech, which is like, yeah, no, exactly. Like that's the joke basically. I applied to Tech. A bunch of my friends didn't get in, and then I got in. They were like, why? And I was like, oh, English. And they were like, ah, okay. And I'm an English major on the path to be an educator, right? Secondary education, high school teacher. So during COVID, one of the ladies I used to babysit for, she asked me if I would tutor her daughter. And I was like, oh, of course. And she was like, oh, there's 3 other girls. Like, would you mind tutoring them? I said, obviously. Tutors make a lot of money, first of all. Did not know that, which if you guys are looking to get into a gig, teaching 2nd graders 5 times 5 will make you money fast. So that's what I learned. But they said a lot of things to me. I think the money that they were paying me is like emotional support from like just all the shots those kids would take at my ego. Like one time I was teaching them adjectives, and one of the adjectives was chubby. And they were like, oh, like what does that mean? And I said, oh, you know, chubby's kind of like when you have a little bit more fat on you, like you're a bigger person. And they said, oh, like you. I was like, okay, well, that's rude. They would always ask me about my skin because I had really bad acne. I mean, I don't know if it's good now. Hopefully the light's helping me a little bit. But I used to have really bad acne, and they were like, oh, what are all those spots on your face? And I was like, well, you know, when you get older, you might get acne. It's a normal thing that happens. And they said, well, it's ugly. It's nasty. And I'd be like, okay, well, I kind of wanted to tell them it was contagious, you know, like just be like, oh, stay away, you might get it. They also would just do like weird things. Like, one of them had a dog named Ben, and she was sitting on the ground, and she was playing with Ben, and Ben, like, you know, like would lick her on the face, and Ben licked her on the inside of her mouth. I live in a really white area, it's normal. So, licked her on the inside of her mouth, and she was like, oh, Ben just licked the inside of my mouth, we're married now. And I was like, what? And she was like, well, if somebody licks the inside of your mouth, you're married. And I was like, I have a couple of people to call. I need to get some alimony checks because I am not making my money to the fullest potential. All right, thank you. That's all, guys.
All right. Now, this next comedian, he's our newest comedian yet. This is his 2nd time performing stand-up with us. Okay, giving it up for my favorite other Arab in this set, Rashad Ahmed, everyone, come on.
How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. So, you guys ever think I'm unlucky? Yeah, man. I do, all the time. And it only sucks when you're like really optimistic. It's like maybe I'll win that raffle, you know? Maybe that chick is really into me and isn't just trying to get closer to my older, more attractive brother. Maybe they really want to be my friends and don't just want the homework answers. I don't know. It's ridiculous, man. Ever since I was a kid, my brother and I would have joint birthday parties, right? On my birthday. That's awesome. So we'd get our gifts, and I'd be super excited to open my gifts because, you know, I want to open my gifts, and I'd end up breaking them that same day. And if not that, I'd get that RC, like, helicopter that doesn't fly. Or like that Superman toy with like a green cape. What the fuck is a green cape? And the shitty part is I'd have to watch, like spend the rest of my birthday watching my brother play with his new toys. Because he wouldn't let me touch his with like a 10-foot polo, I don't know. And who would blame him? I broke my own poles. But when it when it comes to my like luck, it's more about the ladies. It's mostly about the girls. Like I'm unlucky when it comes to girls. Like I'm pretty sure if anyone else had my luck and my position, they'd just back up shop and start shopping at the men's section over there. Like they have better chances. But I'm optimistic. I have hope for myself. I can't say the same about my friends, yeah. They don't believe in me. They made a game. They challenged me to get a girlfriend before my 16th birthday, right? Why 16? I don't know. But I'm 18 today and I'm still playing that game. So, yeah, one day I decided, you know, I'm the rainbow and sunshine kid. I want to ask this girl out to prom. Woo! Yeah. So, yeah, I went for it. Now, here's the thing about asking out girls. I learned from my immense experience that if you want to ask a girl out, you have to like head towards her, making sure that she's facing you. That way she sees you coming and you can't back out. And there's also the added benefit that you're sure it's her and not her ugly friend. Okay, that was mean. I mean, I didn't get a girlfriend yet, so whatever. So I decided I'm going for it, okay? You know, we're going to ask that girl, okay, we're going for it. So I head towards her, and I ask her out. And she says yes. Hell yeah! Now, I was just as shocked because the next thing I say is, are you sure? I'm not making this up, okay? And she says yes. Now, I don't know, I was just shocked and I thought that it was too easy. So, like the only thing that was on my mind was that I want to show my friends. I want to like wipe it in their faces, show them that I got it. And to the point where I didn't even give her a hug or anything. I was like, okay, cool, see you tomorrow. And I did that. And I went to my friends and we partied, we celebrated together, like, and she probably saw us, it was very embarrassing, but like it was an achievement unlocked. Like, fuck you guys. And then I went home and I got to thinking, that's never good, okay? I was like, this feels too good to be true. And in my experience, you always have to wait for the other shoe to drop. And I did, and let me tell you, it did not wait too long. The next day, she comes to me and she's like, hey. I'm like, okay, we got something. We need to talk. We do? Already? And she says, so my friends and I wanted to go to prom together and they're mad at me because I said yes to you. I was like, first off, I don't care what your friends feel like, okay? I asked you if you were sure. I gave you an out. You didn't take it. That's on you. Okay? And also, like, who else's blessings do I need? Your ex? Actually, I did ask for her ex's blessing because he was my buddy. You know, that's the bro code. That's something you do. Yeah, but that's one of them. But like, my friends think that when I tell you I'm unlucky with the girls, I'm not exaggerating. My friends do tell me that it's because I don't flirt enough. But at the same time, I feel like my biggest fear is to come out as creepy. So I make sure that the girls feel comfortable. And that's how it should be. But it's not how it goes down in college parties. And I learned that when I went to my frat party this weekend. It's not my frat, it's just a frat. I went to the frat, and I don't mean to disrespect frats and their, amazing, valuable traditions such as their beer pong and their shotgunning beers and their, reputation of being the smartest bunch. But I walk in, and then there are these three guys, and this was straight out of a movie. Like, it didn't feel real. One of them was like, yo, is Jackson over there an animal? Tell me he's an animal, bro. Oh, he's such an animal. And I was like, what is going on here? I just want to get in. So we get in. My friends and I are dancing, and I'm dancing. I'm keeping to myself, enjoying the music. And I look around me 20 minutes later, and like everyone's making out. Where was I? When did this happen? I just got here. And to my right here, I feel like I see this couple, if you want to call them. I don't know what to call them, okay? They're going at it, okay? And I'm like, save some for breakfast, Nancy. Like, you're not you when you're hungry. Have a Snickers. Have a break, have a Kit Kat. It melts in your mouth, not your fingers. Oh, that one works better for the bedroom. That's an M&M slogan. So yeah, that's college for you, man. And like, speaking of college, I didn't want to come into college with braces, right? And the reason why I still have braces is because my parents lied to me. They told me that the only way you could get braces is after waiting for your wisdom teeth to come out. Now, I don't know where this information was coming from, but apparently my 13-year-old sister got her wisdom teeth out at that age, because that's when she got hers. And then I learned that it was complete bullshit, and I developed trust issues about my teeth. I will not give anyone, like just about anyone, to operate on my teeth, and I didn't even want braces until my senior year. I was like, I'm not going to college with braces. We'll see how that ended up. But yeah, so I decided I'm going to my sister's. My sister's orthodontist. I mean, he did my sister. He might as well do me too. So yeah, he checks me out, and he tells me that he's ready to give me the oral treatment. And I had to make a very quick decision, but it was easier because he reassured me that the pain does not last long, and it only hurts on your first time. And I was like, Doc, are we still talking about braces here? So I did. He gave me the braces, and I quickly found out that the doctor quit his job after giving it to me. He laid this huge responsibility upon me to bear for 9 months. He knocked me up and left. And he lied. It was 11 months. I'm still here with braces in college. Wish me luck, everyone. All right, my name is Rashid Ahmad. I enjoyed your company. Thank you.
Man, gotta go to the dentist. Gotta be like, oh damn, you giving me the oral treatment? And he's gonna be like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, he's like, I had to be there, and it's like, I really wish I wasn't. All right. So up next, we have another big comedian coming up. He is one of my favorites. They're all my favorites, but he's also one of them. And give it up for Ayush Patayesh, everyone. I did butcher that last name. That was my bad.
It is so cold out here. My melanin ass is not having a good time. The more melanin you have, the less you like the cold. The Eskimos are an outlier. Thank you for the 7 other people that showed up to our club show and tell. It means a lot. I haven't really prepared much for today, but I'm just going to talk about being Indian, because guess what today is? It's the Indian New Year. It's Diwali, guys. Yeah, and I'm out here performing in the cold instead of celebrating my culture. You monsters. But any Indian guys out here? No? Yeah, there's one in the back. My sir, did you go through that stage when you were like in middle school where you had the pedo stash? Really? Every Indian guy I know goes through a stage when they're like, first going through puberty. They have the, yeah. Yeah, they go through the stage where they have a mustache, and they look like both the sex offender and the offendee, right? And then your dads are like, no, beta, you cannot shave it. You're still too young, okay? And you have to go through that shit. And then sometimes, if you haven't gotten a haircut, you grow mutton chops, and you just look like you should be on some sort of list. You know what I mean? But yeah, my brother is going through that phase right now. Yeah, he's in 7th grade. He's going through that phase where he has the pencil stash, and I give him so much shit about it. My dad is super savage. My dad is a savage dude. He will tell you how it is as it is. And one day, me, my dad, and my brother were just sitting in the living room, and we were just hanging out. And my dad goes, Ayush, isn't your brother? He's so ugly. I go, what? Yeah, your brother, he is so ugly. He looks. This is when he goes, your brother looks like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. Dad, why you gotta violate Ernie like that? His name isn't actually Ernie. We just call him that because that's the vibe he gives off. He gives off an Ernie vibe. His name is Arnav, which means ocean, right, in Sanskrit. Like, it has a meaning, it's deep, it's meaningful, but when he was 4 years old, we were like, fuck it, you're Ernie now. It's super cool. Let me tell you guys a story about Hinduism. So Hinduism is a polytheistic religion, right? So there are 220 million gods. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. But the main god, the head honcho, his name is Shiva, and he has a wife named Parvati. And the story goes, they have a kid, right? And Parvati is bathing in a river, right? And she tells her kid, hey, don't let anybody come see me naked, right? And the kid is like, all right, I got you. Right? Daps up his mom. But then Shiva comes around, Parvati's husband and all. And he's like, hey, let me go see my wife. I want to make another one of you. And the kid's like, no. And so Shiva has this thing where he opens his third eye, right? Right? You see all these white girls talking about third eyes and all that shit. But he actually has a third eye. And he opens it and cuts off his kid's head. Yeah. He's incredibly down bad. And then as soon as he finishes cutting off his son's head, he's like, oh shit! I just cut off my son's head! You see this? This is a tear of cold. And then he's like, oh shit! I just cut off my son's head! What am I gonna do now? And so he tells his minions or whatever, he's like, go find the head of the first thing you see, cut it off, and bring it to me. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. It just did. I'm not a rapper. I can freestyle. I freestyle when I get high. That shit's fun. Where was I? Oh, yeah. They were cutting off the head, right? And so the first thing they found was an elephant. And they cut off the elephant's head, and that's how Ganpati Bappa was born. That's the name of God. There's no punchline to that. That's just the story. That's the end of the story. I don't know what you guys would think. One more story, and I'll get out of here. There's a monkey god, right? And his name is Hanuman. Hanuman Dada is what I called him growing up. Dada means grandpa, so I would just call him Hanuman Grandpa. Doesn't really make sense, but and this guy was so mischievous as a kid. Right? He tried to eat the sun. He was like, oh, the sun, it's a mango. Every Indian person loves mango. And they were like, I gotta get that sun. I gotta go eat the mango. And turns out it was the sun god. And the sun god was like, bitch, no. And smacked his ass to the ground. And then Hanuman's like protector, the air god, was like, what'd you do? What'd you do to my disciple? And so he took Hanuman into a cave and then sealed the cave. And the earth had no air. That's it. Again, these stories are not supposed to be funny. They're just stories. Another time, there was a holy religious war between the demon king, who's Ramayan. That's his name, I think. Nope, that's not his name. I don't know. I'm not very devout, as you can see. I'm not a devout Hindu. Even though my mom tries to convert me to but there was a war, and then the main guy got struck by a poisonous arrow, and he needed the cure to the poisonous arrow. And so Hanuman, being his right-hand man, was like, I'll go get all the stuff that you need to cure, because I'm the only one that can do it. And so he went to this mountain that was like really far away. And have your parents ever told you to like, hey, can you go find this for me? And then you can't find it, right? Like you're like looking for it. My dad tells me all the time. He's like, Agus, can you go get me like these screws? And I'm like, no, I don't. And then I look through the box of screws and I can never find them. And so I'm like, fuck it, I'll just take the whole thing. He can do it himself. And that's what he did. Hanuman took the whole ass mountain. He picked up the mountain. It was like, I can't find these herbs. these medical nerds can do it. I don't need to. And so he took the whole ass mountain. And then they found the herbs and cured the guy. Anyways, thank you for listening about Hinduism. Hopefully you guys are a little more educated. My name is Ayush Patodia, not whatever the fuck Bennett said.
Let's give it up for Ayush Patodia. I didn't butcher it this time. Man, I learned more about Hinduism just now than I have my entire life. Appreciate that shit, man. Just like Steve from Blue's Clues. I love it. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. So, up next, we got another one of our veterans coming up. I love this man, okay? He's been doing stand-up for us for almost a year now. Give it up for Scott Blair, everybody. Come on, give it up for Scott. Yeah. Walking casually up here.
What's up, everybody? He called me a veteran. Not true. God, it is cold. Wow. You really should go to the meetings to make sure you get a good spot up in front and you're not last like this. It's really cold. All right. Probably should have prepared more. Let me start thinking. So I'm not a veteran, all right? I'm a pretty new comedian, and but I think I'm starting to get recognized. I mean, literally, I was walking downtown in Blacksburg, and some guy from the window above yelled down at me, and he was like, "Hey, you!" And I was like, "Me?" And he said, "You're a bitch." And it's really kind of hard to interpret what that really means, but I'll take it. So yeah. So I think animal activism, they're sending out the wrong message when they say animals are friends, not food, all right? I love animals, all right? But I just want to say that I know a lot of people myself, and less than 1/4 of them wanted to be my friends, so I think animals that, don't even speak English are not going to be our friends, all right? But I do think a few animals can be our friends, like dogs and cats and stuff. But truthfully, I still don't really know about them, because my dog shitted in my room and then ate $20 bill. And I have no idea what that means, so In my cat, I just don't know what they're thinking. All right, but there is a book that's called "How to Tell If My Cat's Planning to Murder Me," and it was the New York Times #1 bestseller. So that's also concerning about cats. But hey, don't get me wrong. I, as much as the next guy, would love to have animals as friends. All right, you know what awesome would be to have a polar bear as a friend? That'd be great. I mean, I wouldn't be hanging out with my friends now. Just think about this. If you could either hang out with a polar bear or a guy named Jerry, come on, the answer's simple. So yeah, hanging out with a polar bear would be awesome. Hanging out with a panda, getting high, watching Kung Fu Panda, 2. That would be great. But unfortunately today, for some reason, it's illegal to hop into a zoo with 2 ounces of weed and then light one up with a panda. So, what the heck, Biden? So yeah, that's really all I got today, and peace.
Keep turning the mic off. Shout out to Scott. Keep it going for Scott, everyone. Yeah. Would love to blaze it with a panda. It's like on my bucket list right there. All right. It's really cold out right now. All our comedians are saying it. It is really cold, all right? But we're almost done here. We got our last comedian for the night coming up. And before I bring him up here, I just want to plug our club real quick once more time. We're the Comedy Conglomerate. We are a stand-up club on campus. We do stand-up all the time. We don't usually do it outside. You don't have to be freezing your butt off when you see us. We do shows at Milk Parlor. We do shows all around. If you want to see where our next shows are going to be, follow us on Instagram at comcon.vt. That's comcon.vt. We host all kinds of comedians. We host professional comedians sometimes. And we love to bring people like you onto a stage like this if you really love stand-up and love seeing stand-up and everything like that. So, that all being said, bring it up for our last comedian. I love this man. Bring it up for Izana Mcconan, everybody. Bring it up. That's how you get on the stage. You see that? You don't have to walk all the way around. All right. Man, this thing is wet. Just got COVID 43 right now. All right. So I'm going to talk about being Ethiopian. I've not done that before. So actually I did once. My family hated it. They saw that bit and they were like, you don't need to punch down, okay? Like, it's fucking rude, man. I'm trying again this time, and I'm gonna try my best not to punch down. It's not super easy. I'm from a third world country, okay? Everything there is to make fun of is punching down. Like, I don't have to say. Damn. I'm gonna burn in Ethiopian hell. Okay, first things first. I was born in Ethiopia, right? So I came, most people don't believe me when I say that because I sound really white, like super white. I sound like Crest, okay? Like my dad, he also kind of has, he's developed more of an American accent too, but when I was really young, like 8, he'd be like, these insurance motherfuckers, Izana. And then I'd get on the phone and I'd be like, hello. I'm not interested. Take me off your call list. It worked, I mean. So I don't know, I just sounded more authoritative as a white guy. I think I have 25% white privilege because of the voice. I think that... Speaking of the voice, how did I get this voice? I came here not speaking a lick of English. I was 5 years old, okay? And I got made fun of for it in elementary school, a lot. People were fucking assholes as a kid. And so I would come to school and one time I walked up to my teacher and I was like, I love this teacher, she's so great. And I said, Yene Fikir, which means my love in Amharic. Now, what everyone else heard was my fucker. And my teacher also heard that and thought I said that. So I got a call, they should call my mom. And my mom, she was like, Izana, I can't believe you would say that. And I told her what I really said. And she's like, we're not fixing this. You're going to go to school and deal with that. You're going to get bullied. It's what it is. And in 1 year's time, I didn't speak a lick of Amharic, which is my native language. I spoke perfect English. So instead of my parents teaching me English, I just got it bullied into me. So that's one of the, whenever they say oh, go to Spain, go immerse yourself in their culture. What they're really saying is let the locals bully the shit out of you until you learn the language. That's what that means. See, sometimes bullying is good, right? I hope. Just kidding. It's left me with long traumas that I haven't dealt with. But don't worry about it. Hey, Zinger, I deal with it using comedy. What? It's a coping mechanism. Man, I'm tired of sitting. I'm gonna be the first one to say it's not that cold. Okay, fuck. Like, I get it. You know? Yeah. That was a test. Whoever clapped right now, you wear shorts in December. That was a test. You failed. It's fucking freezing out here. Okay? Ayush is right. The darker your skin gets, the worse it is, bro. Like, you know how cold it gets in Ethiopia? It gets like 70, and everyone's like, "Oh, I gotta put a jacket on, guys." It's a little cold out here. Yeah, it's true. I mean, shit. My dad was telling me the first time he saw snow, he was working out of like he's an electrical engineer for preface, and he went to Germany, right? And he was in Germany to get some training or some shit. And he walks outside and it's snowing, and he's like, "What the fuck is all this dandruff, bro? Like, it's cold." And the guy next to him, a German, I assume, was like, "It's snow!" So, any Germans in the crowd, or? Okay, good. No hands, that's good. No hand Zimmers or whatever. That's a twofold. Okay, yeah, hard pivot. Another funny thing about being Ethiopian, our families are hilarious. Okay, they don't know how to say sorry, period. Ethiopians don't apologize. I'm like the sole exception. Like, I overly apologize to make up for the rest of my people. That's not a joke. Like, my dad will do some like crazy shit. Like, I remember, I was taking a shit once. It's a good way to start, right? And he walked into the bathroom while I was taking a shit. Okay, hear me out. And he's like, "Why didn't you lock the door?" Excuse me? I'm actively taking a shit right now. Like, we are pooping, and you're in here with me. And I look at him, I was like, "Can you please leave?" And he gets upset at me for asking him to leave. He's like, "Well, I won't be spoken to in that way in my household. This is my bathroom." I'm like, "First of all, you have a bathroom in your bedroom. This is downstairs, not anywhere near your bathroom." Okay, and it gets worse because like I keep asking him to leave, and he keeps staying there as if this is some weird like power play that he's got going on. I got my pants off. Like, this isn't a great position. I'm on the lower hill. If that makes any sense. He's got the highland. And eventually, I think he just got tired of arguing with me and left. And then we didn't talk for 3 weeks. Because that's the thing about Ethiopians. You don't apologize. You just forget about it. I didn't. He did. Because, 3 weeks later, he comes to my room and he's like, "Hey, Izana, I know you're into that physics stuff. Check out this cool article." And I'm like, I'm expecting an apology. I know I'm not getting one. So I was like, "All right, let's read it together." In the bathroom, why not? Oh, man, my grandma, she's funny, too, on my dad's side. I'm dating a beautiful girl right now. She's really awesome, and I love her. She's half Indian and half white. Woo! Notice how none of what I just said was Ethiopian. My grandma wasn't super pleased about that. So she like, we were at my aunt's house where she was staying, and we were with the family, and she goes up to me and she's like, "Okay, we need to go upstairs." And the rest of my family's like, "What the fuck? Like, what? What's she gonna do to him?" And we go to the bedroom, and I was like, "This is weird." I'll tell you something else about her in a minute, and it'll make it even weirder. But she goes in there, and I'm in there, and she sits me down, and she's like, "Izana, this girl, I've seen her on your Facebook." I'm like, "Of course, it's Facebook, right? Fucking grandmas." And she's like, "If you marry her," I was like, "It's been like 3 weeks, man. Like, what the fuck is this marry talk? Like, goddamn. Like, I mean, now it's 5 years, but like back then it was weird." And she's like, "If you marry her and you have a kid," and I was like, "Okay, now we're moving real fast." "If you have a kid, they won't be Ethiopian." It's like, I understand how. I'm thinking biology, I know how this works. Like, can you imagine if I had a kid with her, and the kid comes out and he's Ethiopian? I'd be like, Who cheated? How does it? I mean, the amount of confusion I'd have if that happened, man. Because like, obviously, if she like went and fucked another Ethiopian guy, that wouldn't produce an Ethiopian child. Did my sperm merge with my sperm and make a baby? Like, I'm so confused. So when she told me that, I was like, I feel like even if you didn't, like, none of that made any sense. It didn't add up. Okay. She's a wonderful woman though. I love her to bits. Except for when she does weird shit like that. Another time, we were in North Carolina on vacation, right? I know my bit's getting long. Don't worry, it's okay. It's only getting colder from here. She was in a hot tub, outside in our vacation house. We're not that rich. It was like for 2 weeks. Calm down. And she's in the hot tub, and we're about to leave. She's like, I just want to get in the hot tub before we go, like before we're done with the vacation house. And she goes in there, and I go outside to go clean the pool before we leave. As a good Samaritan, good kid, you know what I'm saying? And she looks at me, and she's like, come join me. I was like, first of all, hot tub with my grandma doesn't seem like a very good situation. I don't want to have any conversation with you involving a hot tub. And then upon closer inspection, I realized she was butt-ass naked. she was like, yo, what the fuck? This was weird before. This got way worse really fast. And I say like to her, I can't be rude because foreign grandmas, you can't say shit. Like you can't do anything that's like in any way to even assume that you are disrespecting them. Because like it just does not. Everyone in the family will pound on you. So like I go inside. Instead of saying, I was like, oh, I left my bathing suit inside. I was like, she's like, you don't need one. I was like, I'm gonna go inside. And I go inside and I tell my aunt and everyone, and they're like laughing their asses at me. And they're like, well, are you gonna join her? You gotta go join her, So I fucking like fake looking for my trunks for like hours. And she comes out and we're in the car, and she's like, you left me. I was like, I really don't like this. And then I had to sit next to her for like 4 hours. It's terrible. Terrible. On principle, by the way, like I said, I don't date Ethiopian women. The reason I'm saying that is like, she wanted me to date an Ethiopian woman. And that's not because Ethiopian women aren't beautiful. There's some of those beautiful women in the entire world. Okay, they've got beautiful hair, everything about them. It's 10s. It's all 10s out there. Okay, not always 10, but I'm not gonna get into that. It's impossible. So I don't date Ethiopian women because there's too much of a likelihood I'm related to them. Like it's the chances, you wouldn't think that's astronomical, but I got cucked by my grandparents. Here's how. My mom's dad, he had 17 children who all then proceeded to have children who most of them moved to the United States. Okay? I was at a party and I was like 16 or some shit. I was walking around, found an Ethiopian girl. This is before I was dating my girlfriend currently. And I was like, oh, she's kind of cute. Oh my God, this is great. Like, the real chemistry's going on here. I go home and I'm like, Mom, I just met a girl. She's really cute. It's amazing. Because that's what you do when you find a girl for the first time. You tell your mom. You don't do that now, right? Yeah. And she was like, oh, yeah. What's her name again? Oh, yeah, I know her. Yeah. I was like, how do you know? How the fuck do you know? Oh, that's my third cousin's kid. I'm like, oh, my fuck. It happened 2 more times in my high school career. And then it came to college, and, I'm dating my girlfriend now and everything, so I wasn't interested in having her as a girlfriend. But it did solidify my beliefs. Because Pritchard Hall, 3rd floor, that's where I lived. And there was like 4 black people total on the entire floor, okay? And this new one moved in, so all of us 4 were like, oh my God. We're growing in numbers. Soon we'll be able to take over. Once you're 6. And she moves in, she's in there, and I'm like, oh my God, she's also Ethiopian. What are the chances? Astronomical. I'm so excited. I go talk to her for like more than like an hour and stuff, and then I go tell my mom about it. And she's like, you're related. I was like, are you fucking kidding? This in college? This is supposed to be like the big melting pot. How is that possible? It's fucking ridiculous. That's what it's like being Ethiopian, okay? All right, that's all I've got for you. I don't want to make you guys stay out any longer. It's cold. Follow our Instagram. Oh my God, it is wet. Like one spot. Sorry, wet. How is it wet? Okay, so that's a show. All right, honestly, no, thank you all for coming out. You guys are troopers. I love all of you. Oh my God. All right, yeah, we got another show in 2 weeks on Wednesday at the Milk Parlor. If you liked our show, just come see us there. Yeah, have a good night, everyone.
What time?
7 p.m. Let's go. Man. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
They have heating.
It's indoor.
All right, great performance, everyone. You did a great job, except for you. Everyone else? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I really like your finish. Really, both of you guys. Hello, camera. Yo, hey, Scott. Yo, you really worked it. All right, yeah, just hurry up. You're really coming into your own.
Get out of here.